Thanks for joining me again for another video devotional. I'm in our church garden area. It's kind of an area, it's outside. It's kind of the courtyard in between all of our main buildings. And right behind me in this corner is where we discovered we had a raccoon getting into the ceiling. They're very clever. He was climbing up, lifting up a tile, climbing in and roaming around the rafters. You could hear him in there if you're working at night. And it's an illustration and a metaphor I used on Sunday from James, because James is big on practical behavior that you can control. And so the metaphor is, you can't control what falls out of the sky, but you can control what's roaming around in your rafters. You can call an exterminator. You can get somebody to help it. There's a crazy story of a woman in East Texas who was mowing her yard, and this is a true story, a venomous snake fell out of the sky, landed on her while she's mowing her riding mower, and as she's trying to get this thing off of her, it's constricting around her arm and it's striking her in her glasses. So as she's weaving around her yard for several minutes, a hawk that dropped it swoops down, tries to get it, and tears up her arm. She was okay, she was on the local news, but what a crazy, insane story. Well, again, for the metaphor from James talks about the sovereignty of God who is in control of things, and so those things aren't what we focus on. Those are beliefs that we have about God being in control of things we can't control and always understand. But the things we can control, things in our mind, our thoughts, the way we process our thinking about other people, that leads to quarrels, disagreements, it leads to frustration and self-centeredness and disconnects from God. You can control those things. You got in essence, the metaphor again, you've got a rabid raccoon in your rafters. What are you going to do about it? How do you control your thoughts? James ends his book, his letter in the new church, with kind of a little sermon on prayer and the need to keep praying persistently and repeatedly. Prayer is a key element that holds all of the topics in James together. Our behavior is controlled by how we think. And our thinking can be altered for the glory of God when we pray and surrender our thoughts and thinking to God. It's a big concept in a short little devotional today. How do you change your thinking if you're not praying? What changes your thinking about things? Because there's a raccoon in your rafters. There's things you can't control that fall out of the sky. But there are things you can control. You are responsible for certain things in life. A quick thought for today. God bless. Read all of James and know God is calling you to behave in a way that glorifies Him, and you can do it. God's given you the ability to change your thinking and your behavior. The book of James, a great letter and a series of little sermons. God bless.